This is the route of our second day riding in southeast Nevada and northern Arizona. We rode 102 miles, mostly on BLM dirt roads, from Caliente, Nevada to Mesquite, Arizona. We left the Rainbow Canyon Motel and rode through town to the trail starting at South Spring Street. I made a video of this ride shortly after the 2020 trip. It was my second dirt bike video, so the editing wasn't great. When I watched it recently, I realized the video could be better with some changes, so this is the new and improved version. Our plan was to ride to Mesquite, then ride a loop to the southeast of Mesquite the third day, then ride back to Caliente the fourth day. Because we were going to be away from our trucks for several days, I brought plenty of tools and supplies, which weighed me down a bit more than necessary. Since then, I've developed a better balance of what to bring. Deciding what tools, parts, and supplies to leave can be tough though when you're going to be riding in a really remote area like we were on the third day. Since the plan was to ride 180 miles on the third day, I had an extra Rotopax fuel tank on a pannier rack because some of the bikes in our group couldn't make that distance with just the gas in their tanks. One of the guys in the group told me my bike looked like something from Mad Max. The extra weight didn't have a huge effect, but my KTM definitely felt less nimble than what I was used to. This section of the trail wasn't too hard, but it was the rockiest and tightest section of the day. The rest of the route was pretty easy cruising, which gave me opportunities to look around more and appreciate the scenery. Having planned several routes since this trip, I still get conflicted on how tough of a ride I want. Technical trails or trails that require constant focus are a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like I actually saw what the area looks like outside the trails. On the other hand, easy dirt roads in beautiful remote areas give me more appreciation for the region's scenery, but the riding can be a bit boring, or in the case of riding a dual sport that's essentially a dirt bike with a license plate, the bike gets uncomfortable after hours of cruising. Now, I try to plan my rides with some tough single track and some dirt road cruising.
Have we gone more than 10 miles?
Yeah, we got 14 miles.
Yes.
This section had the highest elevation of the trip at over 7,000 feet. The scenery was pretty spectacular to take in as we rode. We took a short detour up to the Elly Mountain Lookout Tower, where we had lunch and enjoyed the panoramic views at 7,500 feet. This part of Pennsylvania Canyon Road was my favorite section of the day. Riding on the ridge gave us amazing views of the surrounding area and was just a cool experience to see so far in most directions. At the end of the Pennsylvania Canyon Road, an intersection with Carp Road, is the old Elgin schoolhouse, which operated from 1922 to 1967. I always appreciate seeing the old, mostly unknown, historical sites along the trails. Carp Road is a gravel road used to access the local homes and ranches. The valley was pretty and lusher than expected, so it was nice to be able to look around more than normal. finally got off the gravel and onto more remote BLM roads. We stopped here to check out these old rock houses, but there wasn't any information about them. Just a cool sight and reminder of the harder life of those that settled this area. From this trail, we could see Mesquite in the distance. We could also see the Virgin Mountains, which I had planned on riding after we checked into our Airbnb, but we were all a little beat, so after we sat on the couch, nobody was eager to get back riding.
That's right hand like crap. That's how I noticed it. I figured it out. Like I was like, man, the front end feels washy, you know, and then I hit a couple rocks and I felt like I hit the rim. I'm like, what the heck?
Rusty stopped here due to a flat front tire. Since we weren't far from Mesquite, he decided to keep riding into town, but we split up so I could first check into our Airbnb. We rode through the wash under the I-15 bridge, then took a paved road into Mesquite. The next day, we had our longest day of the trip, riding a loop southeast of Mesquite in the Grand Canyon Parashon National Monument.